Hello everyone, this is going to be an in-depth review and comparison of the Lumia 920 versus the Samsung Galaxy S3. Before we get started, a special thank you to linkitup.ca for all your wireless needs, new and used devices, as well as repairs and accessories. Here we have the glorious Lumia 920 on the left hand side and the Samsung Galaxy S3 on my right. Both devices are basically the flagships of their respective companies, Nokia with the Lumia 920 and Samsung with the Galaxy S3. Starting off with the physical dimensions, you can see that the Galaxy S3 is thinner than the Lumia 920, and because of its rounded edges, you don't feel it as much, especially with the lighter weight. On the tops of both devices, you will notice a 3.5mm headphone jack. The Lumia 920 also has the micro SIM slot. The right hand side of the Lumia 920 is much busier than the S3 with the camera button, the wake and sleep button, and the volume rocker, whereas the S3 only has the wake and sleep button. On the left hand side, the S3 has its volume rocker, and that's about it. The Lumia 920 is completely clean. On the bottom of both devices, you will notice the micro USB charging ports, microphones, and in the case of Lumia 920, a speaker grill. Both devices are running their leading operating systems, the Windows Phone 8 on the Lumia 920 and Jelly Bean or Ice Cream Sandwich on the Galaxy S3. Browsing through the interface is pretty easy and fluid on both devices. The Lumia 920 is somewhat limited by that vertical scroll that you just saw and the home screen where you can click and drag, whereas on the S3 you can customize widgets or apps and click and drag them to the home screen. Multitasking on both devices is achieved fairly easily by holding down the home button on the S3. You get access to all your open apps, and in order to close anything you simply click and drag, just swipe it away off the screen. In Lumia 920 you hold down the back button, it shows you the various apps or windows that are open, but unfortunately closing them is not so easy. By clicking and swiping you tend to basically open up that window. One little caveat that I did notice is that the Galaxy S3 has a very informative notification bar at the very top of the screen at all times. You have your time, your battery status, your signal status, and any other notifications you might need. You can additionally drag this down and have quick access to your screen rotation, sound profile, Wi-Fi, and any other quick tools that you might need. Notifications on the Lumia 920 are a little bit more annoying. All you have are those stupid live tiles, and on the very top you only see the time, despite whatever screen you go to and any app you open up. You can swipe down where you only see battery status and maybe a few critical notifications like the lack of a SIM card, but otherwise you have to rely on the live tiles, and once you miss it, it is gone. Just like that. Typing on both devices is very easy, especially with the customizability of the keyboard on the Galaxy S3. I'm using Swift Key 3 over here, where you can change the height and size of the keyboard and the look. Lumia 920 has a simple stock keyboard, which is fairly good in autocorrect, but I felt that the customizability won over the Lumia 920's keyboard on the S3. Browsing is very easy. Pinch and zoom on both devices was very fluid. I did notice a little bit of lag in the Lumia 920, but once it got going, it was pretty much up to speed. Additionally, when browsing through the website, I didn't notice any checkerboard patterns, and this is a pretty graphically intensive website, awsm.com. Clicking on any embedded videos from YouTube at any website really on the Lumia 920 opens up a separate app, whereas on the Galaxy S3 you can continue to browse the amazing website that is awsm.com. Sarcastic humor mostly. Can you call it humor? I don't know if you would call it humor, but anyways, the point is that you can watch through other things on the website, whereas on Lumia 920 you're pretty much restricted to just the video. Additional bit of flack that the Lumia 920 has been getting has been on the lack of app selection in the App Store. That's not their fault really, because they haven't been around as long as some of the big players such as Android or iOS, where the biggest titles right now are Grand Theft Auto, Shadow Gear, you name it, they've got it. Whereas on the Lumia 920 and Windows operating system in general, you have a limited selection, Angry Birds being their top app. The camera app can be readily accessed on both devices from the home screen. The Lumia 920's camera is far superior, I will say, as far as image stabilization goes, for sure. Taking pictures is easy. You click on the screen and it takes a picture exactly where you're looking, which is kind of annoying because you're used to tap to focus and then clicking a shot. Or you can take a picture with a side button. Very useful. Additional settings can be accessed by the three dots, and you see the photo settings and video settings, and the photo settings are relative to the S3, somewhat limited because you don't have a lot of features. You can turn flash on and off. A few of the immediate things that you might need are readily available. You can switch to video mode or also change video settings from that 3-button design. Galaxy S3 picture taking is a lot easier. I think it's a little bit more intuitive. You can click and point, it'll focus, and then you take a shot, or you can hold down that same button to take a picture. I'll say that overall image quality on the Lumia 920 was superior to the Galaxy S3. Settings on the Galaxy S3 are much more detailed. You can get down to ISO settings, resolution, white balance, anti-shake, not as good as the Lumia 920 again. Additional settings can be accessed from the other button, which gives you buddy share mode, which lets other S3 users in the same Wi-Fi network have the same pictures as you. That was a in-depth look at the Galaxy S3 versus Lumia 920. In summary, I'd say the Lumia 920 has better build quality, but the OS is lacking, and the S3 is much stronger in the OS, and ultimately that's what you should be concerned with. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review and it helped you make your decision. Be sure to check out some of the other videos, some of the comedy ones on the right side, and be sure to visit linkitup.ca, awsmblossom.com, and rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Make sure you leave some comment. Love to hear what you think.